Yes, Vishal, you may start now.
Am I audible? Hello, am I audible?
Yes, Mr. Vishal, you are audible.
That's great. So let's begin. So wait a minute. So today's our topic for PCD is parenting. One of the most important topic that is important for not just a person's development but the entire nation's growth depends on it, because kids are the future of the nation. And so for that, the speakers for today's event will be Professors Rakna Chakrabarti, Anita Kaul, and Sutappa Nandi. All of three great personalities who are going to give the best ideas and experience on this. So, to introduce Sutappa Nandi ma'am, we'll give a brief introduction to her personality, and we'll see how great of a dreamer, achiever, mother, and a motivator speaker she is. Apart from that, she is also a believer, a coach who is on a mission with a vision to transform lives and help people become the best version of themselves. And not only that, she is also a certified grooming and personality development coach who also she is very much active in social activities. She is an NLP practitioner, communication skill trainer, life coach, parenting coach, and the list goes on. She has the best cherry on the cake is her 15 years of flying experience as the cabin crew and the cabin director in Oman Air. 4 years experience as grooming manager and style and brand developer in Oman Air. So the greatness, we can already feel that in her profile. Apart from that, we have Anita Kaul ma'am, who is a committed senior lecturer with over 26 years of experience. Well, that is spellbound. Like, you have got a lot of experience to share. She has her experience in various fields, from teaching students to various social and cultural background. She possesses excellent administrative, verbal communication, and written skills, along with constructive and effective teaching methods. Now, the teaching method are very much crucial when it comes down to the parenting, because no one knows a kid as great as closely as a teacher. Apart from that, we have another great personality with us, who is Miss Rachna Chakrabarti. So, with that, we'll start with Miss Anita, ma'am. You may start, and the show is yours.
Thank you so much, Vishal sir. Thank you so much. Um, Hello, everyone, and very good evening to all of us. Thank you, IDM team. Thank you so much, Ravi sir. Thank you so much, Daryl ma'am, and the team behind this particular series. I really want to thank all of them. And today, the topic for this particular discussion is parenting. So, parenting, I will just start with the thing that every one of us know, that it is a process of raising a particular child from birth to independent adulthood. That means when we are discussing about a parenting, because parenting is not like a topic which we can discuss in 2 hours or 1 hour. It's a vast level particular topic with we cannot discuss it in one particular go. I think there should be so many series on the parenting. It cannot be covered under one particular series. So I have chosen for the parenting, there are so many particular stages, there are so many particular different topics, there are so many particular different age groups where the parenting is needed. So if we just think in a different way, like the types of the parenting. We can say like that we have authoritarian, we have authoritative, we have permissive, we have uninvolved or neglecting parents. So there are so many types, but I don't want to touch that particular topics. Today I have chosen the topic as teenage parenting. So my topic, I'm going to discuss about that particular thing. I hope the other speakers are going to be Rachna ma'am and Neha ma'am is going to highlight some other. I know yesterday we had a wonderful session. So today I'm also expecting the same. My thing is, because I'm a proud mother of 3 kids. My journey of the teenage learning was like my elder daughter when she was a teenager, then my younger daughter, and now my son. This year only my daughter turns 20, so she just completed her teenage, and my son entered into the teenage. So it's like I'm in this particular process from so long. And one of the most important thing is that I am heading a junior college, and I'm coming across every day with a teenager. From the last 10 years, I'm coming across every day with a teenager, and I've come across with the problems and even the solutions also. It's not only that I'm coming with the problem, the solutions are itself there only. So today, for me, the discussion point is that our children's, our teenagers, they need the presence of their parents more, rather than the presence. That is very important. They don't need the present. They need the presence of their parent. That's very important in the teenage group. And while we are discussing about the teenage, mostly the parents are like they are very much into this particular hyper mode, that this is a very difficult age, ma'am, to handle a teenager. We are not able to do this. Many parents, excuse me. Sorry. That means why the teenage parenting is difficult. Why many parents find that the behavior is changing during the teenage process only. That means there will be a hormonal changes, there will be the combined body changes, there can be struggling to find out the identity. They have the pressure of the friends also in that particular age group, developing sense of I'm the independent now, I'm now a big boy, I'm a big girl. So that particular thing is also there. Or you can say in short, that means this particular teenage years are totally confusing years. Totally, they are totally confused that what is going on. So that means when these things is going to be there, that means this doesn't start when they are in the teenage. It starts early, when they are just attaining the age of 8. And 8 onwards, we make sure that we are going to be with our kids. That means we need to understand them. We need to spend the quality time with them. We need to listen. There's yesterday lecture also when we were there. Stapa ma'am was there, Rachna ma'am was there. We know that the best listeners, it's not like that in the professionalism or in some other ways. Even a parent should be a good listener. That is very important. That means when you are listening to your teenager, when you are listening to your kid, that means the half of the problem is solved. When you don't keep an ear on their particular problems or their particular confusing statements, or when they are not able to understand or judge or to take a decision, that time the parent should be behind them. The parent should be like a backbone to them. So most important and the dangerous stage of the teenage is 14, when they are having a risk to choose anything. That means there is a risk age when they are going to choose anything. The choice can be the risky one. That means they can go into the right choice also, they can go into the wrong choice also. So the thing is, like, parents, when complaining about the teenage behavior, they don't think that they have to control it earlier. They have to just be with your kids earlier. They need to spend a quality time with them. So there are certain things like teenage parenting which is very important. There are certain points, like I have because I'm working daily with my teenagers, so I have 10 important points which as a parent we should make sure that we should know all these points and we should work on these particular points. I have 10 point jotted line. that when you are having a teenager or you come across with a teenager, the conflict is normal. That means when you are having a conflict, when you are having an argument, that is normal between a teenager. It should not be taken as a, it should be taken as a discussion. When you have, they are not agreeing on you and you are not agreeing on their, it should not be taken as they are opposing you. That means the conflict is okay, the conflict is normal. You can discuss, they can give their viewpoints and you can give your viewpoints on that particular thing. Then there should be a, give a clear guidelines to them. That means when you are giving them, when you are nurturing them, when you are making them understand, give them the clear guidelines. This is going to be like this is going to be like this, and you need to follow this. And the reason behind this is why I'm giving you, what is going to do for you, and how do you think that is going to win. Even you have to ask them also. When you are giving the guidelines, you can tell them, okay, you just tell me, is anything else or what you can add in this particular suggestion or in this particular guide. Yeah. So that means you're involving them in your every discussion. That is very important. Second, a third thing is that you need to respect their views. That is very important. I will just give an example on this. When my elder daughter was a teenager, so that time actually we had a conflict between because of the friends. Like I was shouting on her that you are always with your friends and this and that. I was like naming her friends and all that and everything. And I was very angry, very, very angry. So she listened and then she came to me. She said, Mom, can I tell you something? I said, what? She said, me, Mom, why you are angry? Why you are mad on my friends? Why? I say, because you are always with them. You are following them. You are going here. I say, no, Mom, that is not my friends. Me. That means I am ready to go with them. I am ready to pick up their call. I'm ready to listen to them. That means me. It's not my friends. Why you are blaming them? If they are calling me, if I'm not willing, then I cannot go. But I am willing, that's why I'm going with them. If I'm picking the phone of my friend, that means I want to talk to them also. She's not forcing from the phone that pick up my call. Otherwise, I am ready to call. I also want to talk to her. That means I am also doing the same. So why my friend is responsible for that? So if I'm going with her out, that means this is my willingness also, no? Why you are blaming only her? So after this particular discussion, you won't believe Rachna ma'am and Neha ma'am and Vishal sir. I was like, and I left the room and I went to my room, and whole night, you won't believe, full night I was thinking about this. She's right. Of course she's right. And why I'm blaming her friends? Because she is ready to go. Then what is the, like, why the culprit is the friends? So full night, I really, this is my life experience. And morning in the morning, first thing in the morning, I went to my daughter's room and I said, I'm really sorry. Yeah, you are right, dear. I should not do that. I have to just make sure that I'm going to make you understand the outcomes of that particular thing. And from today onwards, I'm not going to blame your friends. I'm going to just make sure that I need to explain you the reasons or what I'm going to tell you. And even today also, I told this thing to my parents also. I gave them same example. And from that day, it was totally different. She knows that my mom understood what she wanted. That means we need to respect their views also. We need to respect them. We need to understand. I learned that day. Yeah, she is right. I'm wrong. I have no right to say anything to others. It should be my own daughter first. She should understand that what is wrong and what is right. So that means we need to respect them. I always make this example to everyone, to every parent, and make them understand. Don't and second important thing is that means you need to show interest in their particular whatever they are doing. My kids are watching cartoons or any particular movie or any minute. I enjoy with them. Okay, just have a 5 minutes. Okay, mom, can you listen this? Yeah, dear, I'm going to listen this. So it shows that interest. She will also shows interest in your things when you are doing something. When you are showing interest in her work, her particular thing. Mom, how I'm looking? How is this dress, mom? How is this like? Then they are going to involve you. When you are listening to them, their interest, what they want, that's very important. And main thing is that we have to spend a quality time, not the quantity time, not the force time. It should be a quality time. You should eat together. You should go. You won't believe I'm having the teenager daughters. Usually they call from their college, mom, come, we are going to just visit this restaurant today, we are going to this hotel today, come. That should be the relation. When they involve you in their personal, like I don't tell my husband I'm going, I just or we just bunk from home without knowing my husband that I'm enjoying with my girls. It should be like that relation. So I enjoyed that because I involved myself with them. It's not like only that I'm just taking them, no, don't go here, don't go there. No, okay, you are going, okay, mom, come, we will just check out new restaurant today, come, we'll just go together. So this is going to be there when you are spending the quality time there. They just maybe, mom, taste this, this is very nice. Okay, when you taste it, we went with the friends now, that time I tasted, this is very nice. And I will, they make sure that I'm going to visit their place where they have visited earlier. Mom, that is very best place, just come and be with us now. So that relation you need to maintain. You need to listen to them, you need to respect their views, you need to respect their particular independence. Like they are independent now, they are already in the teenage. So that, and make sure that they have a space. That means always don't try to just go through their mobiles, peek that what they are, to whom they are talking, and what they are doing in the room and all that. Please don't do that, all things. That because teenage parenting, mein, it is the rule that you have to give them a particular space, because they are changing their body language, their body structure, their hormones, everything is changing. So just they need that particular, they need to accept themselves also. So for that they need the space. They need that, okay, we are we, now we want to understand ourselves also. For that they need the space. And always encourage them. That is also one of the important points. As a particular parent, we need to encourage our kids, whatever is there. Don't bother that whether they are the scholars or not the scholars. And main thing is, never compare them. Never ever compare your own kids with anyone. They are of their own qualities. They are not that you are going to compare. See, your friends got the 97, you got only 75. No, she got the 75, so you need to make, wow, you got the 75, now you have to work hard only for the 25. It's okay. I have never told my, even my students, I'm actually faculty also, I'm a faculty of commerce. Even when my students, and when we have a parent teacher meeting, so I usually saw the parents like very aggressive, very shouting, what this one, how much marks you got in this, that. I say, ma'am, do you know how much he scored last time or she scored last time? No, ma'am. So, no, why? Then why don't you see that if your ward, if your kid has scored 20 last time out of the 25, this time she has scored 22, that means at least 2 marks ka, the particular jump is there. Or your student has secured 25, I say 10 marks, now this time he has scored 12 marks. At least praise him for these 2 steps, then you can scold him for the rest of the steps. Na? First encourage them, first give them that particular pat. Ki, no, okay, okay, well done, last time 12, now you have 14, or last time 10, you had now 12 marks. Oh, that's a great, okay, now you can do, you are on a very right track. But I have seen so many parents, Rachna ma'am and Neha ma'am and Vishal sir, they don't know, they know only the marks, they don't know how they are scoring. Never ever I have found a parent, very less parents who really believe in their kids. Like, always a parent want the scholar. Every parent want a scholar, irrespective of the capability of that particular student. They want a scholar. They want, everyone want the 97 99% ही चाहिए. मैं पैसा खर्च करता हूँ तो मुझे marks चाहिए. That means my award, my kid should score 97%, 99 marks. One of the incident my student shared with me one day, it was an open discussion in my classroom. So I told them ki, what do you think about your parents are giving, I want to know. They say, ma'am, if agar ye पैसों की बात होती, that means our parents are always telling us कि हम आपको पैसे देते हैं, आप क्यों नहीं अच्छे मार्क्स लाते हो, we are giving you the best education, we are giving the best tutorials, we are giving the best coachings and all that, why don't you get the marks? And one of my students said, what do you answer? What is the answer? She said, then ma'am, if that is going to be like, if it is only the money matters, then all the rich persons or all, they have got not 97 and 99. So it's not the matter of money, it's the matter of capability. That means every rich person is going to have the 99% and 99 holder. It's not, ma'am, that. So it is the capability. The parent should understand what is the capability of my child and how much he is going to score as a, and that age, when there is a teenage age, you have to encourage them for every single step. Okay, you are good, you are enough, that's right, you are doing good, you can do good. Don't dismotivate your teenager, because that age is very risky. If you are dismotivating them, if you are not giving them a hand, if you are not holding them properly, they are going to go their peace, वो जाएंगे अपने friends के पास, and there they feel comfort and they feel that they are the best and you are not the best parent ever. And share your life experience, that like my life experience I shared with my students also, I shared with my own kids also. That is very important. That means whatever you have gone through your life, you share, but don't share like that कि अभी most of the parents say like हमारे टाइम में तो ऐसा होता था, हमारे टाइम पे तो वैसा होता था. Not that particular just make sure that you are sharing the good experiences, what you learned in your life, how you was there as a student, how you there was here as a particular child. Don't think that मैं तो अपने मम्मी पापा के सामने कुछ बोलता ही नहीं था, I was listening like a good boy and I was like this, I was not having this facility or that facility. No, what you have achieved and how you have achieved that, what is the positive point, that what you have even your negative points of your life, what you have was not able to do because of this particular circumstances. Just share with your life experience everything. And most important thing is that your kids are looking at you. That means before giving any lecture to your kids or your students, you make sure that you are looking yourself also. That means you should be yourself as a person, you should be following that particular thing. That is very important. That means when you are talking to someone, that person should know that you are also following the same pattern, you're also following the same particular rules and regulations. That means you also have followed earlier the same path. That's why you are telling right now the same. I remember Gandhiji's, once Gandhiji told, there was a person came to Gandhiji that with the mother and the child, they came to Gandhiji and the mother was saying like, please tell him not stop eating the sugar. So the Gandhiji told, okay, do one thing, sister, come after 1 week. She said, why you this just taking you 2 minutes of telling him that don't eat the sugar because he is very much fond of you, he respects you a lot. He said, no, no, sister, just I'm telling you, just come back after 1 week. Then the lady came back again after 1 week, and that time the Gandhiji gave a lecture, don't eat the sugar, it's very bad for your teeth, and oh, and that lady was surprised at the same thing she can told a week before also. But after he left, then the Gandhi, I was eating myself the sugar, dear. How can I say anybody else don't eat the sugar? So it is the same thing. When we are lecturing someone else, we should make sure that we too are following that. When you are giving a lecture to the teenager, don't use the mobile, don't go with the friends, don't come late. So of course you too have to follow certain rules and regulations. You also have to just make sure that you are giving them a path which is adopted by you also. So for me, as a there is so many things, because every day I come across with the parents. Actually, there's a lot of complaints from the parents that मेरा बच्चा नहीं सुनता है, ये नहीं करता है, वो नहीं करता है, they friends के साथ रहता है, every day they are out, they don't listen us. But for that I respect. I told them just make sure that first involve with them. That's the most important part. Listen them, understand them, spend a quality time, not at the time of the teenage, started a little earlier. So from at the age of 8 onwards, make sure that you are going to be a part of their everyday life. Spend a quality time. So I think I can just end up with this. I'm having a very beautiful note. I will just yeah, there is no such thing as a perfect parent. There is nothing like that. We can be a perfect parent. There's nothing such like that. So just be real one. Don't be pretend like a perfect, I'm a perfect parent. So it's not like that. Just be real what you are, and make sure that you are going to support your kids in this particular age group. Thank you so much, Vishal sir, and thank you so much, Ashna ma'am, Neha ma'am, for listening me. So yeah, I have so much, because every day coming across with the teenagers is like so many stories. I have so many stories of my teenagers, but I want to listen from Rachna ma'am and Neha ma'am also what they experienced in this particular age. Thank you, Vishal sir.
I would like to add something like when you were speaking, it was more like you were speaking something that I wish I was. told when I said, or something that my parents could have watched. So it was, a relatable thing that you need to communicate with your kids. And the last point that you mentioned, that a parent need to practice what they preach.
Yes, of course.
There is saying in armed forces, like you always lead with an example, lead by an example. Your troops are as good as you are.
Of
So that is something that, and usually the kids tend to follow the wrong habits which parents have from that as well. So instead of scolding a child, is it's better to introspect yourself. And uh, sometimes scolding kids can push them away. So something that you did was really amazing, that you approached your daughter and apologized to her. So it is not something that a lot of people do. It's
yeah.
a, great, characteristic of the personality. So it was
Actually, I'm a teenager. I have already just gone through the three teenagers right now. My son is in a teenage right now. My daughter just completed the teenage, so she is right now 20. So my elder daughter 1 year before she completed her teenage. So I'm in a process of teenage. So it's a very vast experience of teenage group. So I'm already experienced, you can say now. So
so being a faculty and an entrepreneur, I go through all the same steps that you told me, and it is what I have started teaching the people who follow me now. So that was a great speech. Now going to the next speaker, like I wish this wouldn't have ended, but time to go to the next speaker. So please, ma'am, the stage is yours. Rachana, ma'am, are you there?
Yes, good evening, everyone.
So who doesn't know Rachana, ma'am? Everyone has seen her with a great personality. So the stage is yours.
Thank you, Vishal sir. And it
Vishal
is
sir, we have wonderful yesterday. Rachna ma'am was really wonderful. We have a wonderful session yesterday also. So I love to listen today also, Rachna ma'am.
We have
yes,
she have a smile that can, make the session great. So let's
thank you. Thank you so much, Vishal sir. And of course, Anita ma'am, preceding me, I was very lucky to hear to you and all your parenting tips which you have given to your daughter and your students. Really very impressive. And it's really nice to get connected to people who are training the youth of tomorrow, who will be leading the generations. So thank you so much for sharing those tips. I really enjoyed and the correlative examples with it. It was wonderful to listen from your lifestyle experiences which you have undergone, and it's really nice. See, we can get a lot of quotes, lot of things which is there in the books. We can keep on reading. There are so many books about parenting, endless. So here, I just want to start with a small quotation today's evening, with it that today's topic. Thank you so much, IDYM, for coming up with this topic, which is very close to our all of our hearts, rather, because we all are either a child or a parent. So parenting is something which is near and dear to our heart. So hello, everyone. I'm going to speak today about parenting. And before I start that, I just want to add I am a mother of two beautiful daughters. One is a teenager, and the one has just completed her teenage. So I am really lucky to have them, as well as a wonderful arena of students, all teenage. And I'm really lucky to counsel them and speak with them every day. So every day I'm with the teenagers, and guiding them is really my good experience. So just one small tip I want to start, that do not tell your child how to do the things. Tell them what to do. And you will really be surprised to find out that they are doing it in their own creative methods. They'll just find out. That is what I just wanted to start today's session. I'll be just talking from my own experience. and it's nothing that which is in the books and all. So I want to be just little informal today. When I'm talking about parenting, it is very, very close to my heart, because people ask me, how do you manage? Because I'm very, very busy with my other work areas as well as with my daughters. Just to share with you all, my daughters never went to any classes, any coaching classes, but they had completed their studies on their own with me as their guide, their coach, their everything, all in all. And their best friend is their mother. So that is where parenting tips comes from. Whenever I give tips to the counseling sessions for parents, so I just want to say that just become, don't try to ask questions. Why did you do that? Just give the answer. Be ready to answer. Don't question them what they have done, because they have not, you just want to show that you own them. It is not like that. You want to show that you have to be attached, whereas many a times you don't want to be near your spouse. You might want that, why am I moving with her or him? But for your kids, it's just the opposite. You just want to show that they are your property, and you want to hold them tight to you, and you won't expect them that they should be listening to you. So, which is not at all correct. And as a result, the kids are getting detached. So, we all want to be the best parents, but for our children. But there is always some advice how to raise the kid who is confident, kind, and inspiring. So this, this act of parenting is very important to focus on balancing priorities and, of course, juggling with the responsibilities, flipping between the needs of your children and the family members and yourself. So, but the modern parents have entirely done that. They do not have just two hands. They have 10 hands at their disposal, and this they use it for their kids. So basically speaking, I just want to discuss three important tips that do. First one, don't install the fear of failure in your child, which means that do not celebrate his academic success, or rather mourn the failure. Become sad, or you become more happy when he's getting a rank or something like that. That's absolutely wrong. Treat it as a way of gathering knowledge. You can share, spend some time, which is the best way of parenting. To be in your children's memory, always remember that you have to live in their lives today. If you're not there today with them, then you cannot be in their memories tomorrow. So please start spending some time with them. Your time does not mean bringing rich presents and giving it to them. Your time means more quality and me time. Like how I do. I am totally busy full day with my lectures back to back. As soon as I'm in between the lectures, I'm conversing with my daughters, or rather, they are there sitting with me just beyond the laptop, just ahead of me, and they are listening to me. And sometimes they wonder that how can I manage so many sessions together. I'm here, next moment I'll be in some other platform speaking. So this way, you just need to speak to them. You do not have to make them tell, come on now, it's my session, come on, you show off, you children, you just be yourself. No, bring them with you. You are very busy. Now, it's not possible that in a modern world, a mother is not only a housewife. A mother is a working mother. A father is a working father, comes home at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. But this online thing has helped that we are more at home. But of course, right now we are again moving out. We come back. So mostly, normally, what we can do, wherever possible, we need to keep our children with you. Like I have a board meeting tomorrow, Pune. I have to be there, Pune in the Maharashtra State Board. And there we are going to discuss about the NEP, the new formulation, and it's an overnight stay there in the board meeting. So I didn't leave my daughters. I'm carrying them with me, of course, so that we can be together. Some moment they will have their me time. Some moment I'll come back, discuss with them what did we have in the meeting. And as a result, you are with them. See, if you want to be remembered in your children's memories, you need to be with them today. So don't forget Don't leave them alone. Whether you are in the same house, try to get up, stand up, spend some time, just few minutes, just give a high five to them. Okay, what did you do in between this 1 hour where I was there in a meet? What were the things? Just ask the simple question. This will keep them bonded. Maybe a tight hug to them, that what were they doing because they were alone. So these things will bring them near to you and they will open up to you. So this is very, very important. Don't make them, feel very happy when they got 90 plus or 97 plus. That means you want to show that below that you will thrash them. No, don't do that. It's okay. You just ask that how much knowledge did you enjoy giving the exams? What was your response? Probably this sort of questions will not put that pressure on them. If all the time you talk about results, all the time you mourn about the failures, so this will really make them, detached. So in order to be open up and to join them up with you, please do not do that. This will make you away. The bonds which is breaking up nowadays is just because of this. Parents are over time, elaborately expressing, and they are putting that as an entertainment, their academic success. Of course, you are happy. You can enjoy that. You can, of course, congratulate them, but don't make it so much grand and this thing so that the next moment, if they get a little lesser percentage, 60% instead of 90, they will never come back home. Or maybe they'll have some, vicious fear. What will my mama think? Today, my mama is so happy, but tomorrow she might not be happy. Don't create that fear in them. Be more friendly to them. Be more open hearted to them. Secondly, I want to come that don't discipline your child with your bribe. Maybe a chocolate, you come home late, so you bring, loads of chocolate with you, which is very obvious. Sometimes when I am really not there, really, when it is not possible to carry my kids, if I go to any visit social, I normally try to take them so that they learn in to be a socialite also, to meet people, and talk to them. And as a result, they are also opening up, and I am also with them. In the long run, I am with them. And I just want to share here that when my daughters were in school, I was a school teacher. When my daughter went to college, I became a professor college, because educationally I was there, but always in the university, also when they went, I was behind taking interviews with everyone and talking to them. So as a result, I never got detached with my kids. But yes, of course, I should leave them. Now, that doesn't mean I was sitting with her in a classroom. That doesn't mean I was going with her in the canteen. Only thing is that I'm attached with her. I know where what she is doing, and whenever she needs, I'm just a hand waved away from her. She can just come back to me and ask me and take my guidance whenever necessary. So never bribe your children, or punishment is not that much necessary. If you just say something or look at them, your silence speaks everything. I remember my mother, when I was a child, never used to say any bad language. I did a lot of mistakes too as a child. No one is perfect, as we all know that. So even I, as a parent, I was never perfect. So I got a lot of punishments from my mother, but not the regular punishment. With her eyes, she used to penetrate deep inside, and I understood that I was wrong and stopped from going there. So it's a request for all the parents. Even I to do the same thing with my daughters. I just look at them and they understand. And they come running to me and ask, Mama, are you angry with me? I will never do it again. So that is how they automatically get connected to you. Don't try to teach, the disciplinary actions against you. You can do it only with your love and with reasoning. Probably you can bring out some story of from your own, even though you have not experienced it. So even though that has not happened with you, but you can say that in my age, when I was of your age, I too had experienced, boyfriends coming to me and a lot of suggestions, because I have girls. So normally I get that. They came and approached me. But how did I do it? Because I know my mother will not like all these things. So I directly say that, yes, we are very good as friends, but rather than that, we cannot get involved more. So you can share the stories as just a small tip with your kid. Never try to give them the strict rules. That is very impatient behavior of a parent. And if you are impatient with your child, then the child will never be able to rectify themselves. If you want to train your child, or if you want to make your child more attached with you, you really need to be more lovable, more approachable. Your child should not be frightened to speak up to you. Your child should be really happy to open up. And then you can take the action, or then you can guide them properly, being behind with them and creating that friendly atmosphere. You need not be friend to a child. Remember, we are parents. We are not friends, but we can surely create that friendly atmosphere, which is necessary, because at that time, our child will speak to us. If they consider that, yes, my mama can keep my secret, then only they will come to you. Yes, my daddy can keep my secret, then they will come to you. So if your child is confident that, yes, my daddy will never disclose my secret, then they will come sit closer to you, not only when they want something, but also to share what had happened throughout the day. Remember, a parent is a child's best friend. So to secure that position in your child's life, you need to be more lovable, more approachable to your child, and then you can become your child's best friend. Third important point which I want to say is that patience is a great virtue, as patience solves most of the problems of your life. Don't be impatient with your child. Like, get up quickly, come on, hurry up, get ready to go to school, finish with your breakfast. Now you are in this age, 20 plus, and you're not bringing any income for the family. Especially this comes for the boys. I have seen the parents all the time, looking at them. कुछ कमाता नहीं है तो घर कैसे चलेगा घर पे बैठा हुआ है अरे बाबा they are your kids. Teach them, train them that if we are not, we are not able to earn, what will happen? Don't inflict it on them. As a result, they will leave you. They will never listen to you. You should be not impatient towards them. You should be a little patient with them. See what they do. This child of yours can bring you that name and fame which you never might have thought. So be patient. Yes, of course, if the child is very lazy, you need to train that child, but not inflict on that child that you have to do something, get out of the house. From today onwards, you are out of the house, I'm in of the house. So these are like you are very much impatient. You have made some rules in your mind and you want that to happen. Remember, the child is not your property. I'm really very sorry to say that. Your children are not your property. They have their own individual. Let them grow up. Let them flatter their wings. Let them enjoy the world. The universe is also for them. So I am here speaking at a general level. It is not only for the teenagers or for the other children. It's as a whole, as a parent, make them flatter their wings. If they fall down, they will understand where they are going wrong. If they never get hurt, they will never understand. So let them understand from their own. Only you need to be at the background. You are a parent, always be behind them, guide them if they are going in the wrong track. Now, you do not need to command them. You just need to guide them with your love, with your patience. Do not expect them to do everything just now. This is totally unethical and impossible means. If you do that, just thinking that they will be doing it right now. Control your anger. I know, being a parent ourselves, if a child doesn't get good marks, or if a child is, going out with friends to the parties and all, never listening to you, you might be very angry and you just, sit down, stand, whole late night, you're just standing on the doorway. As soon as they enter, you will just thrash them. Why did they go? It was because they missed you somewhere. Remember that. Go to the core. to the question, why is your child behaving in this way, rather than abruptly coming up with the answers. Never ask any questions to your children. You have to give the answers to them. Your age is much more than your child. So you cannot ask questions. Why did you do that? Did I teach you? I'm not a good mother for you. Did I train you in this way? What will others think about us? So no questions. Just answer them. You just need to find out that the child was lonely. The child never felt that he was wanted in the family. Probably that was the reason behind behaving, going to a party, late night, coming back, and the child never bothers whatever you say. Let me tell you, if you think that your child is listening to you, no, 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 no. They are not listening to you. They are just, okay, aaj bhi wahi. They will be saying the same thing again, खत्म हो जाएंगे 5 मिनट के बाद, फिर वापस वही चलेगा. So they are not listening to you. You need to become your children's role model. If you are your role model of your child, then that's the best place. I feel somehow I have tried to become somewhere the role model of my kids. And even my students, when they see me, they always trust me. Just a small incident recently which happened with my students. I just was there in the classroom, and the child was arguing with a SS teacher. My class, boys, right now I'm dealing with boys, teenage boys. And I tell you that dealing with boys are really lovely. They are so very kind at heart. Their emotions are so very cute. I really felt, and you, though I don't have sons with me, I have two daughters. But being with this teenage boys, I just felt they're so emotional. They're so much attached, and it's very nice to train them. Very easy to put them in the right track. So these children, when I was not there in the class, suddenly some SS teacher had told something which had triggered their mind. And they started back answering the question. Teacher, and the teacher too started back answering them, shouting at them. So there was a lot of noise coming out. So I just came and I didn't say anything because the teacher was already there. Another teacher, I should not budge into somebody's class. I just stood outside the doorway. So just taking a walk to find out what really happened in my class. So then suddenly the child might have seen, and the child said, I want to talk to Rachna Miss. So directly in front of the teacher. So, you need to be that person. The main intention, I know the child was wrong there also. So I have trained the child in that way that it's not right. Yes, all the fingers, all the teachers might not be the same. You might be a different. So my students tell me, Miss, आपके जैसे सारे टीचर्स क्यों नहीं हो सकते? I said, no, it's not like that. Every teachers are just like, the 5 fingers of your hand. So some will be like the little finger, some will be like your ring finger, your pointer finger. So you need to adjust with them. After all, they are your teachers. So that's a different point. But the main thing is that you need to be an example, a role model for your children. So even when if you are successfully a role model for your child and your child can open up to you, that is the best thing which you have gained as a parent. And there you are, a successful parent. Now your child will never hide a single thing from you, and you can guide them in a very, very proper way. So I was really thankful to IDYM platform for giving me this moment, and where I could share my 3 important tips. Do not install the fear of failure. Do not discipline your child with a bribe. And thirdly, patience. Be patient with your children. So just to end it up, a small quotation. Too much love never spoils the children. Remember, because I have heard many a times children telling that we should not love, we should not do this. So too much love never spoils. Love your children. You are a parent to them. Give exuberant love to them. Children, remember, children become spoiled when we substitute presence for your presence. So always remember that, and your parenting will be a successful parenting. So happy parenting to all the parents out there. Thank you so much.
That was awesome. And something that I learned from this was that uh, the bad thing than doing something wrong is that not knowing the right. So I have seen that many people, many parents have now been in that horse race. Like you have to perform well in this thing, you have to do excellent in academics, you need to be all round perfect. But the thing is that being that perfect person puts a lot of load on a child. And being a teenager, it's not difficult. You are going through hormonal changes, you are going through some first time experiences in your life, and if you don't have a person to confide in, then it is definitely going to have it is definitely possible that your children is going to uh, go to someone with negative effect, someone who can lead them to a negative path in their life, and then their life is going. So being a parent is more about being a person who everyone knows, that who your children knows that if we have any problem, we can confide in him, and he will protect us, he will guide us, he will be the person who will show us the right way. And that is what will prevent them from doing wrong. Scolding them pointlessly is not going to help at all. Disciplining without proper mindset is nothing but bullying. you know and as we all know that bullying results in a lot of different mental illnesses, and it has been on a rise lately. So yes, this particular point of parenting is quite important, and that is what I learned from this. I hope parents learn a lot of things from this and try to implement them in their life. And with them, I invite our last speaker, Miss Anita, no, Miss Sutappa Nandi now, and sorry for the name mistake. So, welcoming you to the stage, and the stage is yours now, ma'am.
Is Neham Sharma ma'am, Vishal sir? Stapa ma'am is not there, I think so.
No problem then. Go ahead,
Neham
ma'am. The stage is yours anyway.
Yeah,
There's
yeah. No
there's
problem,
no.
no problem, Vishal sir. It's okay. Actually, the speaker was changed in the last moment, so it's not your fault. No problem. Thank you so much for giving me the platform. I really thank IDYM Foundation for giving me this opportunity to speak on a topic which is really close to my heart. And I really loved listening to Anita ma'am and Priyanka ma'am. Uh, Priyanka ma'am, I hope you remember me. Sorry, Rachna ma'am. I hope you remember me. We met in Mumbai, and this is my first session in IDYM on IDYM platform.
Acha, yes, yes, yes. I remember just now.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Now, yeah, that's all. And it was pleasure listening to you. And
Thank you.
I'm so thankful that you created the pitch for my what I wanted to speak, because right now I would be speaking on the darker side of the parenting. Actually, I am new to IDYM, so most of the people may not be knowing me. I'm the founder of Stress Free Superstars and Hanumanji.com, and I'm a gate qualified scholar, so I'm doing research on the harmful effect of stress and anxiety on our body, and how we can reverse the whole thing by attaining the stress free state. So stress is a very big problem these days, so I'm doing research on that. And today's topic is really very close to my heart, because when I started doing research, I found that the parents are doing something which they should not do. We say that in our time, parents used to be strict, they used to beat, and in school also we used to get those chhadi on our hand for if we commit any mistakes. But while doing, and today we don't think that anything of this sort can happen. And the parents are really educated today, so they can hit kids, or they can punish in this type of way. But while doing research, I came to know that it is really prevalent today also. Unfortunately, I wanted to share my screen, but my Zoom is not working on my laptop, so I'm unable to share my screen. But I will speak whatever I want to speak. So today's topic is stress-free parenting, and the title of my uh, uh, speech is how to stop hitting kids and start handling them peacefully without losing your cool. Okay, so I hope I do justice to this topic. So while doing research, I found a lot of statistics which really shocked me, that 77.5% parents resort to hitting their kids, and 28% do it on regular basis. In today's world, where we are so sensitive on uh, taking care of the kids, we attend parenting sessions so that we can give the best upbringing. Today also, 80%, almost 80% parents are hitting their kids, and it was really shocking for me to know that. Then 72% feel guilty as soon as they hit their child. So and 19% feel that this is the only way to discipline their child. It was shocking for me. How can parents uh, do this on regular basis, and they are doing it, and it's not their fault also. I will come to that point also. Don't worry that I'm creating villainous image of parents. I'm not doing that. I will tell you how. And 76.4% parents said that they choose to raise hands on their kids because kids irritate them. And how they irritate them? When they irritate them during the meal time, during homework, by they don't do homework properly, parents has they have no other option than to hit their kids. And during the bedtime, they don't sleep. They keep on speaking. They don't sleep. So parents hit them. And these are the small things on which parents hit their child. I would say it is unnecessary to do that, and it is happening because of their incapability to handle their child, right? So in this session, I would try to help parents uh, deal with their child without hitting the child, and handling them peacefully without losing their cool. Okay, and one more thing, that we will think that all these things happen in rural areas, but no, in cities it was more prevalent. And today, because of the pressure at stay-at-home moms, if the moms have to leave their job or their career for their child, they become uh, you know they can't handle that, and they take all their frustration on their children. And but what happens then? What is the big reason for all these things? Why they are uh, becoming so hard on their child? It is because there is a lot of pressure on parents themselves, right? The pressure on the mother as well as on the father. They have pressure of all kinds. We all know that we have all the pressure today. In our time, we had very few options of schools, very few extracurricular activities. Today, we have coding for the fifth standard or the third standard child also. And if the parent is not sending for coding, then they are not taking care of the needs of today's needs of the child. So they are having all those peer pressure from everywhere. You have to send your child to the swimming class, you have to send your child to the best schools, you have to spend lakhs of fees on their education, whether they are getting education there or not. But there should be a brand attached to the name, so that you can tell it in front of your uh, peer group, right? So this is the pressure which is there on today's parents. Then, like if I talk about mothers, they are not physically fit. Why? Because today there is a lot of cesarean and the medication and all those things during the delivery and during the pregnancy also. A lot of mothers face a lot of difficulties, and because of that physical unfitness, they get irritated. They are not able to handle themselves properly, and that is the reason they take out all their, when the child becomes 1, 2, or 3 years old, they take all their frustration out by hitting them. And again, I say that they are not doing it knowingly. they start feeling guilty just after doing this wrong thing for their child, on their child. And then there is a lot of overthinking and uncontrolled thoughts in parents mind today. We are living an artificial life. We are like, everywhere we see that we are more connected virtually than uh, um, in life. Like, we don't talk to each other live, we talk to each other on phone or WhatsApp, right? That too through what messages or status. So we what happens because of today's lifestyle is that the children end up rebelling against their parents. And when they rebel, then again we get frustrated, and then we say that we never said anything in front of our parents and they are doing this and that. So this comparison is of no use. We have to come to a solution. Okay, the parent child relationship becomes really bad. It becomes hampered. Like Anita ma'am and Rachna ma'am told that there should be some connection between. You should have some quality time with your child. So if that is not there, then the parent-child relationship hampers a lot. And the child growth and development, both mentally, physically, and in every respect, their growth, they may be becoming obese by eating junk food, but they are not healthy from inside, and they are not healthy mentally also. If they are facing this type of behavior from the parents, then they will not be able to have a good mental health, and it directly affects the married life also, right? Because whenever something wrong happens, mother will say it is because of you, and the father will say it is because of you. Nobody wants to take the accountability of anything, right? So the married life also gets affected, right? Now, what is the solution then? Yeah. So the solution is that you need a stress-free life. And if you have a stress-free life, it will be become very normal for you to handle your child peacefully without hitting or yelling at them, right? So how you can become stress-free is, first of all, whenever you want to do anything different in your life, anything new in your life, because you are used to the stress in your life, right? Now you think that without stress I cannot live, it is the part and parcel of life, so it's not possible for me to have a stress free life. No, it is possible for you, but you should have a strong why for having a stress free life. If you have a strong why, then because you have to spend a lot of time in again correcting the whole structure of how you are living, how you are living your day. On daily basis you have to change your routine so that you become stress free. Okay, so for bringing that change you have to put in efforts, and if you want to put in efforts, uh, you and make it consistent efforts, then you should have a strong why. So you should have a strong why for having that stress free life. And that strong why could be that I want to enjoy my parenthood journey to the fullest. I want to have a happy married life and want to enjoy my parenthood journey with my spouse, or I want to have be peaceful myself, and I want to keep my family happy. Something that why is your why. I cannot make that why for you. So your why has to be very solid so that you can become stress free. So now I will be discussing four secrets uh, through which a parent can start living a stress free life. Okay, so for that, the first secret is you should start staying away from toxic people. Okay, because these toxic people only create pressure in your life. Okay, so for that, I would like to tell you one Skinner operant conditioning. Many people must have heard about it. What happened is that there was an experiment which Skinner, he was a scientist, he did on a rat. He kept the whole structure in which there was electric grid which used to give shock. There was a liver and there was a food dispenser. So he did three experiments. First, what he did was he kept in the closed everything in the closed box. and the rat was in that box. So whenever he pushed the lever, the food dispenser used to open and he used to get the food. So every time he pushed the lever, he used to get food. So he understood that if I press it, I will get food. So whenever he was hungry, he used to go and press it. Okay. Now similarly, you also have people in your life whenever you want emotions, whenever you want support in your life, you can go to them and you can ask for support. And every time you go to them, you will get support. Like your parents, your mother, your friend, or maybe your spouse, anybody. So it was the positive side of it. Okay. But next thing what Skinner did was whenever he pressed the mouse pressed the liver, he used to get shock. Okay, so whenever he used to get shock, he understood that the food will come on its own. But if I go and press this, then I will get shock. So he stopped pushing that liver. So what similarly, we have people in our life who are extremely criticizing. So what whenever we go to them, they are going to say something bad about us. So we know that we have to just go to them, greet them if it is important. We will go greet them, touch their feet, and we'll leave the place. And we are very much prepared that if we speak anything, they will speak negative. So we don't take it. We listen from one ear and take out from the next ear. We don't take it inside because we know we have accepted their negativity. Okay. But the third experiment was that sometimes when he used to go to the liver and press, sometimes he used to get food and sometimes he used to get shock. So he was the mouse was really in stress all the time that if I go, whether I will get food or I will get shock. So he used the mouse uh, really suffered a lot of stress and he started becoming ill and everything. Similarly, there are people in your life which I mentioned you are toxic in your life. The negative people are not toxic because you are used to them. The people who are sometimes extremely praising and sometimes extremely criticizing. It depends if they are jealous of your this thing. They are jealous of your achievements. They will start criticizing the other part of your life. Like if, like Rachna ma'am said that she carries daughters to Pune. She carried daughters to Pune, but sometimes there would be chances that there is the situations are opposite and she cannot do that, right? So if she keeps the daughter at home, then the people will not talk about the achievement for which she is going out of the house. They will talk about, see, she left the daughters like this, she should not do like this. So these people are not saying that negative thing to her because she really did something wrong. She said that because they are jealous of her achievement, right? So these are the bullies of your life. You have to identify such bullies in your life, and then you should not allow them to play with your emotions. Because when they play with your emotions, you are going to take out all the frustration on your child because you think that they are your property. Like both Anita and Rachna ma'am said that you should not treat them as your property. That however I want, I can treat my child. No. If something wrong is happening in your life, it is going to affect their life also. So first secret is you have to stay away from toxic people. You have to identify such people in your life, and you should not allow them to play with your emotions. You should not get excited when they praise you, and you should not get sad with when they criticize you because in both cases you are affecting your mental and emotional health and you are taking out all those things on your child. So be happy with yourself and don't depend on others for your happiness. If somebody is sending the child to Whitehead Junior for the boarding, it doesn't mean you also have to do that. Again, it is your choice. You should not get into the peer pressure. Everybody is going to create pressure on you, but you have to understand that this pressure, this is the external pressure which is creating the internal stress in you, and this stress is coming out on the child, and the your relationship with your child and your spouse and the other relationships are getting affected because of that. So you have to stay away from toxic people, and you should not allow the pressure to become stress, the external pressure to become your internal stress. Okay, so how you can become happy with yourself? As I said, that if you are happy with yourself, you will not be affected by anybody's comments or compliment or criticism, right? You will not be affected. So first thing you have to do is stop negative self talk. I will not elaborate all these things because then the session will really become very big. You should stop negative self talk. You should not talk bad about yourself to yourself. You should stop comparing and complaining about anything in life. The best way is to write the gratitude diary. Okay. Then the third thing which you should stop reacting. You should take a pause and then say something. You should respond to the situation. If you stop reacting to the situation, your kids will be happy with you. The three things which you should start doing right away is you should start self-love exercise. You should start counting blessings. That is writing the uh, this thing, gratitude diary. And the third thing is you should start rewiring your mind, because a long journey, miles away journey starts with a single step. You should start rewiring from today itself. How you can rewire your brain, your mind, so that you become patient, and you can start handling your kids peacefully. Okay. So, and the first secret was stay away from toxic people. The second secret is you should have me time for yourself. Both mama and papa should have me time for yourself every single day. At least 30 minutes me time should be there, in which you are not doing anything to serve your family. Like, me time doesn't mean you are cooking alone. No. Me time means you are spending time with yourself. Either you do meditation, or you read books, or you don't do anything. You just sit and watch the sky or the sunset or the sunrise. Anything, whatever you wish to do. But you should have 30 minutes at least. You can start from 10 minutes and you can take it to 30 minutes, so that you have some time to revive yourself, and you should have some time to spend with yourself, so that you can handle other things really well. Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. If you are not happy, you cannot make others happy and your kids happy. So, what happens in this me time is you reboot your brain, and you help, this me time helps you unwind. You sometimes you don't have time to think also what is happening in your life. If you every day you are spending 30 minutes with yourself, you will have a clarity in your life. You will have self discovery and deep thinking, and you will have enhanced relationship. Okay. And the third secret is that you should stay physically fit. If you're not physically fit, you will be irritated, you will not be able to be productive, you will not be able to work efficiently. So you have to stay physically fit. For that, you have to at least 15 minutes, you have to exercise every day. Whether you are very fat or you are very thin and lean and thin, still you should sweat at least for 15 minutes every day. Not to lose weight, to keep yourself healthy. Okay. I cannot elaborate all these things. Whenever I get the opportunity, I will talk about this and elaborate everything. And stretching exercise is really important for you uh, to pump oxygen to your muscles, so that you feel energetic all the time. And then the deep breath formula, deep breath formula is always handy. Whenever you feel stressed, just take 3 deep breaths, and then you will feel again energized. Okay. And then the fourth secret is for both parents, but yes, this is most of the time the stress of the father. Of course, it is for the mother also, but the main focus, stress is for the father. That is, you should focus on your financial freedom, your own family's financial freedom first. You should stop wasting time and money on pleasing others, because you are throwing big parties to please others. They become jealous, and again in next party they will point out the wrong things which was there in your party, and then you become sad and you wasted all the money for pleasing them. If you want to do anything, do it for your own happiness, not for pleasing others. And you should plan your investment and feel secure from inside. If you are feeling secure, yes, I can manage higher studies by investing in this and that. Then if you feel secured from inside, then automatically you will start having good relationship with your child. So I would tell you that you should have strong roots. Okay, if your roots are good, uh, um, nourished, then the plant is going to be really fruitful in future. If you are having really good relationship with your child, then you will have a really good, when uh, this time is very very short. The child is not going to remain child forever. My children are 4 years and 9 years. So the 9 year child is now coming towards the teenage, right? So I can feel that I don't want to miss those these days, because the other child, the 9 years child, is becoming no independent slowly. And um, that is why I feel that now is the time to focus on our own stress level, so that we can nourish our children really well. Thank you so much, I for giving me the opportunity to speak on this. And Thank you, Vishal sir.
Thank you, ma'am. And it was wonderful. So, the thing that I learned from you is that in order to be a great parent, you don't have to just be able to communicate or be the leader or anything, but you need to be a good person in the first place. Then and only then you can guide someone to be like you if you have experienced that particular thing that you are trying to convey yourself. And that is one of the best advice. Like nowadays, because of stressful life, parents are unable to focus on their health, whether it's their mental health or their physical health. It is getting disrupted every now so often. And therefore I think the thing that you told me is very much important, and especially if the kids try doing that along with the parents. And so, with that, now I put the stage open for all and everyone to come on and speak their minds out. So, I see Miss Patricia, ma'am, has joined us. So, ma'am, the stage is yours now.
I think she's not there, Vishal sir.
I think she is not there.
Well, if she is not there, then we all know who is going to be the next speaker, which is me.
Sure, sure.
So, being a 23-year-old, I don't know if I can give anything about being a parent, since I can technically say that I don't have any experience. But the thing that I for sure know is through the interaction I had with my parents. It is, basically we had I had a troubled relation with my parents, and there are a lot of things that I have learned from it, and which I have tried applying with the students that I am teaching, or with the kids that I get to interact with through IDYM and in my personal life. So being a person who follows by leadership, who becomes a part of the solution of the kid's problem, is the kind of a parent that a child looks up to. And whenever you talk about kids in the childhood, whenever you ask them how do you want to be when you grow up, so the thing that they talk about is that they want to be like the parents. And well, it doesn't matter if they are the right kind of people or if they are on the wrong way, they'll try to mimic whatever they see in the childhood. Therefore, setting up an example is the most important thing that we can look up to. So that was the one thing. Second thing that comes to my communication point, it is that communication is not just a thing that is very much important for parenting, but I personally think that nowadays, there are a lot of things, lot of problems in relations. For example, parenting issues, marriage issues, high divorce rates. All these problems, 80% of them are easy to solve if they were being handled with proper communication. because nowadays we all think what the other person think, which was also covered in one of the point that Rachna ma'am told, that
Yes, correct.
we often think what the other person is thinking, but we forget the fact that nowadays everyone is so busy, they barely think about anyone else, they barely get time to think about themselves, leave alone anyone else. No one is going to care if your child is doing great, then there's no one cares. The only thing your child will care is what you think about them. Okay. And at the end, when you are old, when you have aged a lot, the only thing that is going to matter to you is what your child thinks about you. It is no one, no, none of your friends, none of your neighbor is going to come to you. It's your children that are going to be there for you. And therefore it is mainly it the relation of a childhood, and also with your partner, that is a lot important to deliver, to bond and to strengthen. And also negotiating. Negotiating is something that we often overlook. Like, yes, we do not need to bribe our children, we do not need to give them offers that are to strengthen their habits, but it should be in soft skills, like such as praises, uh, strengthening them, or accepting that they are doing great, irrespective if it's in their academic field or in the other field. For example, I was never great in my academics. The person standing in front of you giving you a talk on parenting has been a 6-year dropout of engineering college, has been struggling through entire bachelor's of physics, and is a entrepreneur. So thing is that your success never comes particularly in one field. It doesn't always have to be academics. It can be your art, and you would be surprised, the person standing in front of you never have ever written entire book in his entire life. I had stand as a punishment in my entire 7th grade because I had never done my any assignment, no homework. I was a average student, and till now I have authored 2 books. The person who never wrote assignment is now writing a book. So your childhood doesn't define what the kind of person is going to be. It is what influence the person is going through, influence that you set, the influence that you try to bring in your children's life. It's you who have to show them a path. And if you fail to play that role, trust me, someone else is going to take up that role. Your child is going to look out for a role model. And talking about role model, I would like to talk about an example why a role model is so important for child's you know birth, upbringing. So there was this one girl child in some country whose mother used to be a drug addict. She had no father. The father ran away. Her mother was a drug addict. So she left her home at very young age. She used to live in shelter home. So yes, probably it was America. She used to live in a shelter home. The thing she did to keep herself on right track of her life was that she chose two women that she could look up to, the two women that she could consider to be her role model. Every month she would change to another two women. Okay, so that is what she did, and that is how she worked her way from shelter to having her own family, having her own house, having her own car, having a job, having a great life. Great life doesn't always have to be, all fancy things. It has to be you being happy with the people you are living with. And that is very much where family play comes into the play. So you're putting efforts in a child bringing is because the once they get into adulthood, trust me, they are no less than your friends. Yeah, In teenage, yeah, you have to be strict, you have to be the mentor. So actually, this has been mentioned in one of the books in our culture, that when the child is young, below 5 years of age, you become their angel. You fulfill all their wish, every single wish of theirs. From 5 to 14, you become their enemy. They would tell you that you suck at your job. They will tell you that you are really bad at parenting. They will tell you a lot of things, because they will be struggling with two phenomena. They will be facing a outer world in their schools, in their friend circle, and at home you will be giving them a resort. You will be giving them a place where they come, and after fighting all that, so they will be in a vulnerable phase. Okay, and now this is a phase when you have to make sure that the bond becomes strong with your child. So during all this time, the bond gets strong, and after the child goes into adulthood, you know, from 14 to 18, the child is very much going to be their own. They will be trying to figure out your life. That below 14, they are not going to point out anything. They will be following everything blindly. They will not question it a lot. They say it, they follow it. They say it, they follow it. But after 14, they have a mindset of questioning everything. They will try to be rebellious. They will try to oversmart you. So that is the point when you have to explain that you are not their competitor. You don't have to compete with them. You are not there to over over see their achievements. You are there to help them where they are falling back. And after they have reached 18, after they become adults, they become your friends. They will tell you if they have boyfriend, they will tell you if they have girlfriend, they will tell you every little detail of their life. And that's when they seek guidance from you like a friend, not like a parent. So oftentimes I have seen that, nowadays people are always engaged with their mobile or with their friend circle. So one advice that I would give to the parents is something that I personally practice in my day-to-day life. Even though I have a job, like I am an entrepreneur, as I mentioned earlier, but after entering this tiresome day, when I come back home, I crack jokes with my family. I tell them everything that happened in my day-to-day life. I share things that have changed my mindset, something that impacts me a lot, something that I love the most. Space, for example, is something that I cannot live with. Everyone says, give me my space. And actually, it is something that I work for. So I often share that passion of mine with my family. And now that particular passion has turned into something. Now my youngest brother goes into school with a lot of experiments that he does at home. So that is the kind of influence that you have to impart on your kids. The Because of this particular thing that my brother takes test tubes and all this thing, it is because I used to do the same. And now the Kaharsan name has become a name itself in my school. Whenever someone mentions Kahar, it has to be something related to experiment, or something related to innovation, or something related to dreams, because that is me, my younger brother, and the youngest brother has done. So being a brother, the eldest brother, I do partial parenting thing. So that were all the points that I would like to mention as a not so parent speaker.
That's
So
very nice, Vishal. We actually love to hear from you all these things. Even I will tell you, I will share you, even Rachna ma'am and Neha ma'am, I will share that whenever I'm in the class, because I'm a faculty. So I just tell my students that I don't want scholars. I am not the teacher who want the scholars. I want my students to be knowledgeable. I told them, I don't think that you are here to just make me happy by getting the 97, 95. I just want every one of my students should be knowledgeable. That is enough. That means if you are even scoring 60% and you are having the knowledge what you have studied is great. and I give them the examples of the world, the best icons, the business icons and the entrepreneurs and all that. I don't, they don't are the scholars, they are just the knowledgeable persons who are disciplined in life and all that. So you have to become like that. Even in parents, I usually, when I take the meeting, I usually tell them, don't make that compulsion on your kid that they want to be a scholar. So that's very important. That's really very important. And when you give that independent authority to your kid, you think what is right and what is wrong. You want to study or not, you don't want to study. I ask my student on open thing, open, what do you want? You want to study? You want to do something or not? What is your viewpoint, dear? What is you? What do you think about your thing? What do you want to do? So even I took a survey once, because I'm dealing with from so many age group, like 10 age groups, like I am dealing with the 16, 17 and 18 age group, like that. So I took a survey regarding there. My survey was like dreams and passions. What is your dream? What is your passion? And I come across with the beautiful answers, beautiful replies, and they are, I really love, I kept that survey with me only. I didn't hand it out to any research. I love that the way they answered my all questions there in the, that was a Google form because the pandemic was there. So they really, I was asked there, I asked them the role model, I asked them their dreams, I asked them their, what is your passion, how they are going to fulfill their passion. So I asked them everything. And then after that particular survey done with my students, I called a parent meeting. So I told them, I asked every parent, do you know what's your dream of your child? Do you know what your passion your kid is having? Or do you know who is a role model for your? I really, Rachna ma'am and Neha ma'am and Vishal, that was so surprising. Only 10% of the parents were knowing everything about their kid. Only 10% parents. Rest of them were, no, we don't know. Pata nahi kya karta rehta hai. I don't know what he is doing. This was the most answer that I got from that particular survey. So even the parents who are commanding them want the results, doesn't know what their kid is. First, they need to understand what he is or what she is. Then only they can command them. That is the beauty that I really was like surprised with that particular survey. So yeah, of course, right age pair, right guidance is very much needed. Very much
I
needed.
can actually, relate with that point. My friends didn't know that I was, getting in contact with ISRO till the point that I uploaded a story on my WhatsApp with that ISRO heading in my back. So that was the moment when my entire family got to know that okay, this guy went and met all the deputy directors there.
So
So
that's why I'm telling you, that's the most thing that the parents are, that's a non-involvement of the parents. But yeah, I was really happy that at least 10% of the parents know, and they were coming with that particular intention कि अभी आपको बच्चों की शिकायत मिलेगी, वो ये. Always a parent when coming to meet a particular teacher parent meeting or coming to anyone, they have that particular fear always. अभी मेरी बेटी की शिकायत करेगा, अब वो मेरे बेटे के बारे में, they are going to tell anything about my parent, like they are never ready for that कि they are going to listen a good thing about their kid also. They will always fear कि they are not going to now tell me their son is not like Vishal, he has not completed the assignments, he has not completed the work, and all that is always a fear of a parent, like he always. But it should not be like the fear, it should be like why. I tell you one incident, Rachna ma'am. I was called, I'm an eco topper actually. Have done topped in the economics while during my masters. I was called by my school teacher of my daughter, younger daughter. She called me, said, Anita ma'am, what is this? You are a, she's one of my good friends. You are eco topper and your daughter is getting only 37, 47 marks in eco. What is this? I say, ma'am, I am the eco. She is not, it doesn't mean that if I'm a topper, my daughter should be the topper. I say, what is the problem? I say, I don't know, ma'am, but this is very bad. She's getting 97, 95 in other subjects and eco, and mother is an eco. She taunt me. Mother is an eco topper and daughter is getting. I say, okay, ma'am, don't worry. I will look into the matter. I came back with other parent is going to be there, Rachna ma'am and Neha ma'am. They are going to scold daughter and left, right, going to give them. I came as a, we enjoyed the ride coming back while coming back. And then I called my daughter. I said, come dear, we will have a talk. I said, what mom? I said, come, your teacher told me today like this. Now, what is the reason? So she said, ki, mama, I don't like my teacher. I say, okay, you don't like your teacher, that's okay. So now what to do? I say, see dear, I will tell you I will give you two options. So whatever option you choose, dear, I'm going to stand with that. I'm going to support you for that particular option. Whenever you are a very good student, you are already securing very high marks in the other. That was a 12th. It was a 12th grade examination. Now, that was a pre-board examination. I think before pre-board, I said, there are two options, my darling, and I'm going to stand with you with both options. Whatever you choose, I'm going to be there. So I say, one is there. Either economics is going to kill you or you are going to kill economics. Decision is yours, darling. Whatever you choose, think today, come tomorrow with the decision. Whatever is decision, I'm going to be with you. Don't worry. And she went. That was a month of ending October, ma'am. That was ending last week of October. This what happened. And next day morning, she came to me. When I came back from the work, she came to me. We have a dining table outside. She sat on a dining table. I said, Mom, I took a decision. I said, okay, right. That's great, dear. Okay, what's your decision? She told, I'm going to kill Ikko. I said, right. I'm going to be with you. And surprisingly, she got 92 out of 100 for that particular subject.
Wow.
So that is when you are not taking, you need to listen. What was the reason behind that particular getting that particular marks? The students who were earlier getting 97 and 95, they were still on the same. My daughter went from 37 to 92, was a big achievement. And when she accepted the thing, I said, I'm going to be with you, darling. Whatever you choose. Don't want to kill? It's okay. You want to kill? I'm okay. And that was the teacher called me that, ma'am, she got 92. I said, I know, dear, she got 92. So this is when you know exactly how you're going to just make your person, the student, understand that particular thing. I give the example to my students also. That is, you need to take a decision.
Anita ma'am, just to tell you that same thing happened because I'm an English teacher. I don't know why it happens. My daughter got very less marks in English. So again, the management called me and said that, are you comfortable in teaching English? They're questioning me. Remember, I teach English in the same school where my daughter was learning. Right now, she's in college. So then in the school, the principal called me that, do you really know or you're comfortable in teaching English? I said, why? What happened? Suddenly, what happened? Any complaints or anything? They said that your daughter got so less marks in English, just got 60% in English, and you are teaching my students. So I said, I just looked at her. I didn't say anything. I cannot explain somebody who cannot understand. There's no point losing my temper. I just looked at her and said that, don't worry, ma'am. And then my daughter now, when she is in the university, and from after 12, she started getting so much marks and she's writing books, literature in international platforms. She's earning her money more than me in writing in English. In her college exams, always topper in English. So I just solved it. I didn't have to say anything to my management. Nothing I had to say. They knew that where the English teacher or who the English teacher was. Because it doesn't happen that if I am a good scholar in English, my daughter will also be very good in that. So how can you judge that I'm not giving the same tips to my students? Or rather, I'm giving them less because my daughter is not able to score marks. So it was really something different. Anyway, my daughter got into that habit, which I was developing, and they started writing, reading books. Now, my younger one is a writer in the being, in the formation. She's writing a lot of books, and of course, she's a very good orator, participating in a lot of speeches and all. So, English is her favorite subject.
Say my daughter is right now. She is going to pursue for her master's in economics and international business. So it is like, that's why, like, Vishal, never judge a person when he is in that particular stage.
Yes, never judge. We don't know what that person will become.
So same is when students also, even the same with the students, ma'am. Whenever there is a teenage, that time the student, the person is already confused. The age is like that when they are not able to understand. That time the parenting helps them. When the parent understands his
Patricia ma'am is back, so I think we should give her a chance.
Yes, we'll listen to Patricia
Patricia ma'am, welcome, and you may join the session now.
All right, thank you so much. It's only that I'm in the dark, our electricity is gone. We have load shedding here now, but I was just listening to what you were saying, and I was quite amazed with whatever parenting skills that you shared. But what I wanted just to add on or to concur with what we're saying, that parental involvement is very important in our children's lives, whether they are from preschool up to university level. If a parent is not involved, you don't know what is happening in your child's life. We need to work with our children in their journey of the school life journey, because if you don't work with them, sometime you are going to leave them behind. We need to be involved in our children's work, even their homework. We need to monitor, we need to supervise, because most of the parents were caught unaware, especially when COVID-19 struck. Some of them who didn't know what was happening in the school had problems in helping their children because they didn't know. So what we normally do in our schools here is that whenever we open our schools in the beginning of the year, we have what we call meet the teacher. Go and meet your teacher. You should know what the child who is teaching your teacher, their expectations, so that whenever a child has got problems, you can easily go back to the teacher. You can easily talk to the teacher. You have to develop a relationship with the teacher at school. If your child knows that you make a follow-up, they know that at school they won't play any truancy. So let's be involved in whatever our children are doing, in their work, in their homework. We monitor and we supervise, because if we do not supervise, they are bound to make mistakes in their life. They know that my mother or my father is not interested in my work. They won't play any truancy because they know that you will check. I know that when we are growing up as children, our mothers used to tell us stories, but nowadays mom are very busy. They go to work in the morning and come back at 8 o'clock when children are sleeping. They don't even know who was with their children for the past 12 hours. We need to be involved in our children's life because we are the role models. We want them to learn from us. Even the eating habits at supper, even the eating habits at dinner, they need to know we are the ones who teach them. We need to sit down with our children, talk to them, tell each other stories, read books together, share, pray with them, because a family that prays with the children, they stay together. Don't ask them to lie. Sometimes we as parents, we tell them that when the teacher asks you this, please tell him that. We are teaching them to lie as young as maybe 2 or 5 years old. Don't tell them to cheat. Tell them to be honest all the time. Let's be exemplary. What we want out of our children is what we should show them, because if you don't, we should be open. Let's not have barriers. There shouldn't be a barrier between a parent and a child, because if there is a barrier, a child won't be able to confide in you if they've got problems. For example, we had a case in our school whereby we discovered that a child had been molested as young as 2 or 3 years, and then it was discovered at 7 years. Because if we create a barrier between a parent and a child will be afraid to tell you of the problems that they are having in life. So there is need for communication between us as parents and children, so that when our children are facing difficulties, that's why our children are being abused, because we do not have that child-parent relationship. So we should create that relationship between a parent and a child. Let's be involved, even not only in academic matters, in sporting activities, when they are having their sports, whenever they are having any extracurricular activity, because not all our children are gifted academically. So let's be involved even in their extracurricular, be it music, be it drama, be it culture. Be involved and participate. When a child sees you, even when she is doing athletics, they always perform their best because they know that mom is there or dad is there to support. Let's catch them young, and then let's be role models. And whenever we are fighting as dad or mom, let's not be violent in front of our children. Let's not argue in front of our children, or let's not tell them something bad about someone that maybe your teacher is that this in front of them. We are teaching them some values that are not good. We shouldn't discuss anything bad in front of our children, because we want to instill, we want to inculcate good habits in our children. They copy from us. I can't speak more anymore because my battery is low. We don't have electricity. This is what I just wanted to share with you. I was just immersed in whatever you were discussing. I also had a problem with my child because I am a teacher. And then I discovered that she wasn't doing very well. And then I told her we should stand with our children, that we are going to repeat this grade. Now I can tell you that my child is graduating, but she was afraid. So we should always stand with our children and support them all the time. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to talk.
That was very true, and I mean I cannot disagree with it. I actually saw a movie, not a movie, but a video, which was quite relatable to me. Let me explain it. So, father and his around 8 to 9 months old child are sitting on a couch watching some shows. Okay. So now, what we usually do is, if we have a very young child, like for under a year old, so we usually speak all that lovey-dovey things, like, oh, this is my baby. Oh, no, he was talking to him no less than how he would talk if he was an adult. And the thing is that his child was replying him in the same tone, even though he was just saying his ba ba ba, but he had his facial expression similar to like he was having a conversation with his father. Now that is what makes the child believe that he can trust his father, because he knows that he believes in his capabilities even though he is unable to express them. At some point of time, parent being a parent comes with a lot of jobs. Being a parent is, in simple terms, a mixture of all the jobs. At times you have to be teacher, at times you have to be a psychologist, at times you have to be a doctor, at times you have to be a manager, at times you have to be an engineer. When you have to make their project, you have to be an engineer, you have to be everything. So when the child knows that you are not undermining their knowledge, you are not underestimating them. In fact, you are believing in their capability. You put your 50% belief in that, and they are the bank of belief. They will give you interest on that, and they will make it to 100%. They will try to win the rest of the 50% of your belief. But if you don't put that 50% in them, what will happen is that they won't ever put that 50% in you. They become the investor mind guide. They'll put that 50% in someone who is going to guide them on wrong way. And that is how, usually nowadays parent kids relationship are ruined, because they are unable to form that bond. So there is like no point that I cannot disagree with you with Patricia, ma'am.
Thank you.
So
Thank you
with
so
that,
much.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It was very nice that the young person was also with us, who actually is like on this particular way of learning and sharing his own life experiences. Vishal, it was like very nice hearing you from a 25th year. For us actually, you are also like from the same one. We are talking about a kid or a child or like that. You are also from that particular background. You are only just 23, so you are just like learning. You're on the right track right now, right, Rachna ma'am? So he's already got a lot of treasure now. So we
So
need to.
the reason why I am able to talk about this thing is because being a faculty or being a person who is leading a team to deliver, some space startup to India, you have to treat your startup as your baby. You have to treat your team as your baby. You have to nurture it. You have to understand it. You have to understand the problem. So, for me, parenting, I can definitely tell that I am a parent of a startup.
Yes, yes, I agree. I
That's
agree.
Surely, surely.
So best of luck for your babies, Vishal sir. So best of
you
luck.
can just call me
And
Vikrant.
Rachna ma'am, I think you are coming to the Pune. Do come, do visit. Let me know where you are coming to Pune. Which place, ma'am?
I'm in the SCRT board. We are putting up with Hayat Pune.
Oh, so you are coming tomorrow there. So do
Yes,
come to my
early
place, ma'am.
morning.
You're
Actually,
most
you are in
welcome.
Pune only. Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Pune only. That's why I
For
like.
2 days, we are back-to-back meeting, ma'am, in the board office, SCRT.
Oh,
So I'll
So,
be there in the board office.
anytime you are
आपको
feeling you are free, just let me know. I will just have a.
Oh.
Yesterday we told a cup of coffee. I will call you for the dinner only. Just you are with the daughters. Come for the dinner only.
Acha, you invited us for coffee, no? That is.
No, no, that's what I'm telling. Now I'm inviting. You're already in Pune, so we will send a pic to Rajput sir and Stapa ma'am and everyone that we had a dinner and a coffee.
so आपको खूप खूप आभार आहे. Good night.
Thank you
Not
so much. Thank you, Vishal.
everyone.
Thank you, Rachna ma'am.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good night.
Good night.